Hi everyone, my name's Libby Anderson. I was at Queen's School for year 7 to year 13 between 2002 and 2009, and today I'm just going to tell you a bit about the education I went on to complete and about my career. So the A-levels that I left school with were English literature, music and religious studies, with AS levels in French and philosophy. I then went to the University of Bristol and I did a joint honours degree in English and philosophy because I couldn't really decide what I wanted to do. At that stage I thought I was much more into sort of ethics and applied philosophy. Turns out I did really well at logic and philosophy of science, which was a bit unexpected because I didn't really like maths at school. After my undergrad degree, when it came to my third year, I was in a bit of a flat because all my friends and peers were suddenly applying for grad schemes and that kind of thing, and I just hadn't really thought about it. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I'd really enjoyed a module in Arthurian literature that I did as part of my English course. So I decided to study a master's in medieval studies at the Centre for Medieval Studies at the University of York, which is a very good place to study those subjects. My MA was interdisciplinary, so I have modules in literature, languages. I think I studied Latin, Old French, Middle Welsh, Old Norse, Old Irish and Old English, so there's quite a variety. History of art, archaeology and history. So there was a lot to do, and York is such a great place because obviously you have the Romans, the Vikings, and then building up into the late medieval period as well. After my MA, I had a bit of a decision to make. I didn't really know if I wanted to be a teacher or if I wanted to try and become a barrister. I'd vaguely thought about academia, but I decided that it probably wasn't for me because I needed something more practical. So in the same week, I sent off applications for the postgraduate certificate in education to be a teacher and the graduate diploma in law with a view to becoming a barrister. And I had positive responses back from both of those things, but I just decided that I really had to try and see if I could be a barrister, because that's what I'd really wanted to do for a while, but it just seemed too difficult. So I went to the University of Sheffield and I did my GDL course, and after that I went to do my bar finals, which at that stage was called the Bar Professional Training Course down in London. If anyone's considering applying for that type of course, you should know that there are lots of scholarships available. They're very expensive courses, but if you join one of the Inns of Court, there are GDL and bar training course scholarships available. And the course providers also offer scholarships, so it's always worth applying if you are looking at that route. And of course you do have the option of studying part-time so that you can continue in employment at the same time as well. The bar finals I finished in, I think, July 2016, and I was called to the bar that summer. After being called to the bar, when I got to wear this very fetching outfit for the first time, so my wig, bands and my gown, not a Hogwarts gown, it's a bar gown, I started pupillage at a set of chambers in London. That's quite a competitive process. I think I applied in 2 or 3 different years, something like 75 applications, which were all unsuccessful one way or another, either on paper or at the various interview stages. And eventually I got a place of pupillage in London, practicing in criminal law. Pupillage is a training period of 1 year. The first 6 months you just shadow an experienced barrister, and then the second 6 months you start to take on your own cases. You get on your feet. That's how you describe the second 6, and you start going to court in your own right. after 12 months, so in the autumn of 2017, I became a tenant as a practicing barrister in my own right, and I now prosecute and defend in different cases all over the country, which is challenging and busy, but it's a very rewarding job. Anyway, if any of you have any questions about anything that I've talked about, or in particular how to approach becoming a barrister, any questions about the courses or about pupillage or anything like that, just ask your teachers, they'll put you in touch with me and I'd be really happy to discuss with you. Take care and good luck in everything that you do.